According to the New York Post, the leftist billionaire, through another group he donated to, is dumping hundreds of thousands of dollars to groups of TikTokers called Gen Z for Change.
It's very obvious for what's going on. I mean, they should be called Gen Z for the establishment instead of Gen Z for change. I mean, they're being paid to shill for our leftist elites that are controlling the world's economy, and they're doing it directly in front of our faces. I mean, this is why the work of Turning Point USA is super important, because we're safeguarding free speech and conservative ideas. I mean, me myself, I've been banned on TikTok 6 times, so we know that the elites are in the pockets of big tech.
I love how she connects getting banned on TikTok to political corruption and not just being a transphobic, racist, xenophobic spreader of disinformation.
How many genders are there?
Gender is a social thing, so more than 2. There are 3 sexes and as many genders as someone wants to think there are, because gender is a social thing, not a science thing like sex is.
As many as you want there to be. There's male and female, how you're born, but then you can express yourself however you want after that.
I'd say gender is kind of just a social construct. It's how you identify. I don't think there's like a certain number of it.
I love how these people just answered correctly and they're like, oh, got him! They're like, yeah, gender's an academic term and this is science, gender and it's science. And they're like, ho, boom! Oh, their Turning Point is so cringy. They just like take these baby boomer topics and Turning Point is just like young conservatives that are going to grow up to be like old conservatives like these people.
Where do you stand on wokeism, as it were?
I don't even know what woke is.
I don't watch the news because it's discouraging. It's one-sided anyway. In my opinion, woke, whether I'm right or not, means all of a sudden you see what's happening around you. And I wish everybody was woke because, honestly, the Republican Party has been woke for many, many years.
President Trump has said he doesn't want to talk about woke. He doesn't want to use that word. Ron DeSantis uses it all the time. How do you feel about that?
Well, that kind of surprises me because you go woke, you go broke, so I don't know.
What does that mean? What does woke mean to you? What does that saying mean, woke or broke?
Well, I think when you say you go woke, I just feel like, I hate to say it this way, but I feel like there's a bunch of pansies out there that, you're woke. It's like, let each person live, do your thing, but don't push your shit on me. Don't push things back, on other people. Just, like I said, live and let live. And you start doing that, and companies, you have a brand, just sell a product, make people happy, stay out of it. I guess that's kind of how I feel about it.
Donald Trump has said he doesn't want to talk about the word woke. He doesn't want to use the word woke. And Ron DeSantis, on the other side, is saying, I'm all about fighting wokeism. Where do you stand on wokeism? What does it mean to you?
Just the other day, I found out what the word woke means.
What does it mean? Inform me.
Just like millennial talk, you might want to help me here. Just kind of just the very liberal green, tree hugging, same sex, transgender, BLM. I mean, that's woke.
Just going back to the first clip, I can't get this out of my head. She's saying that like Gen Z for Change is part of the establishment and they're compromised because they've taken donor money, supposedly. And she's like, that's why us at Turning Point, we're just so, outside the establishment. We don't get any crazy donor money from vampire billionaires at all. Right, yeah, Turning Point, correct. So I've actually been to Turning Point events and I can say a lot about it. So first off, I went to this Tommy Lauren event in Clemson University in the South, far down in the South, and it was poorly attended. And this is in like a Southern college, like the geography was there for them. And so here's the thing, that they lock down the event. You can't bring in camera equipment. When you're talking to them on stage, they open it up. They hold the microphone, they can yank it anytime, right? And they made the event, if you watch it online, they made the event look so much bigger than it was. I just did a quick scan to, and my video went viral showing like how completely empty it is. So they're very good at making their events seem way more popular than they are. It's, you know, the 5 to 20 to 50 conservative people on campus, and they make that number seem like it's an army. And that's how they sell. They're so good at it. It's this, you know, we're all under attack. So the fact that they're appealing to the conservative student base, that's like a very small minority, sometimes a bigger, you know, that's the draw. It's we're all under attack. Like Christianity is under attack. Christmas is under attack. It's amazing. But yeah, the balls on that woman to say, oh, we at Turning Point aren't compromised, but Gen Z for Change is. Loving it. Oh, and just lastly, Charlie Kirk challenged me to a debate on his show, and then he backed out because he's a coward.
What are your thoughts on Biden forgiving student loan debt?
It's ridiculous. It was just to buy a vote.
This clip is a perfect example on how Trump supporters have literally been brainwashed to vote against their own self-interest.
And what do you think Jesus would have done in that situation?
Forgive him the loans? Definitely wouldn't have forgiven the loans, I don't think.
You don't think Jesus would have forgiven the loans?
No, maybe he wouldn't even charge people to go to college. But, you know, you took out the loan, you got to pay it.
He wasn't big on forgiveness.
No, yes, he was. He forgives everybody.
The right-wing media has spent decades programming people to vote against their own interests and instead in the interests of the ultra-rich. So much so that they'll actually be against anything Joe Biden does, no matter what it is.
What's your favorite flag, sir?
God, I like them all, actually.
Yeah?
Anything that's against Biden, I love.
What about the one that says, let's go Brandon?
That's everybody's favorite. I like the one that says, I can a better president.
What about the American flag, though, in all seriousness?
I carry the American flag in my rig every day.
But in all seriousness, it is the best flag.
Of
right?
course.
Yeah. It's with all the joke flags around here. Right?
Oh, yeah.
We're not, like, we're joking around, like, having fun for a second, but
no, my
American flag
you
is
ask me what my favorite one is.
They're such funny ones, right?
That's what it's
funny. We're having fun, right? At the end of the day, it has to be the American flag.
Right.
Or like this.
If Joe Biden or Vladimir Putin were running for president of the United States in 2024, who would you vote for?
Well, not Joe Biden.
That goes to show how, how warped,
Putin at least has some principles. From my,
what are those?
Outside view, he loves his country. He loves his country. Very similar to Trump in a sense.
I mean, he is right about Putin and Trump being similar. I mean, they're both very unhinged maniacs, authoritarian, and yeah, there's a lot of similarities. Fantastic. But this is a problem. People are continuously running to the polls to vote for people that do not represent them in any way, shape, or form, and that will screw them over immediately. Also, if you remember, under Obama, Fox News continuously ran these stories where they stand Putin. I mean, they ran these, like the picture of Putin on the horse and the bear and all the time. It was uncanny. So this, like, Putin standing is like nothing new, but now they just have like an American version to compare it to. Right now in the MAGA Q circle, the craziest conspiracy I heard is that Trump, Putin, and Xi Jinping are all working together against the deep state. And when I've asked them, what's the deal with Xi Jinping? Like, he's Chinese Communist Party. They go, no. He's the only one that's not a communist. For these things to work, you need to convince voters that, hey, I know we're really bad, but this other side, so much worse. I mean, we wouldn't want the country to be communist. Now, would it? And so on and so forth. We've had decades of anti-communist propaganda just coming at us that this is the result of it. Anything that helps people in any way is deemed as like, well, that doesn't sound very pro-business of you. I mean, I just want to end by giving a quick shout out to Jason and Devram of Good Liars. You do amazing work. Hit me up. Let's cause some chaos together.